What's going on, guys? I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to another video. My name is Numan and today's video is about the January transfer window. So we all know the January transfer window has finally opened and there were so many transfer news that we need to cover in today's video. But today's video will be slightly different from the ones that I normally do, because in today's video I'm not only going to share the transfer news with you, but I will also try to give you my personal opinions and views about the moves, whether it's a good move or a bad move for the player or the club. So the first transfer update is about Rabiot of PSG. We all know PSG tried to offer Rabiot a new contract, but he refused to sign the new contract, and that's why his current deal is expiring at the end of this summer. And since his contract is expiring in the summer, so now he's allowed to talk to other clubs. Liverpool and Barcelona were the two interested clubs that wanted to take Rabiot, but according to the latest news, Barcelona seem to have won the race to sign Rabiot. Rabiot will join Barcelona in the summer of 2019, and Rabiot will sign a €10 million per year contract with Barcelona starting in the summer of 2019. So why do Barcelona need Rabiot? Well, we all know Busquets and Rakitic both are in their 30s now, so of course Barcelona need to find new and young players who can replace them in the near future. And Rabiot is only 23 years old. At the age of 23, he has made a good name for himself and he is very highly rated. So I personally think that it's a great move for both Barcelona and Rabiot, and the fact that Barcelona is getting him for free is great news for the club. The next transfer update is again about a free transfer deal, and it's about Ramsey of Arsenal. So we all know that Ramsey was offered a new contract at the start of this season by Arsenal, but later on they decided to withdraw the offer. So now Ramsey's contract is also expiring in the summer of 2019, and just like Rabiot, Ramsey is also allowed to talk to other clubs. Ramsey was linked with PSG, Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea and Juventus. And finally Juventus seemed to have won the race to sign Ramsey. And we all know that Juventus is one of the best clubs in the world when it comes to free transfers. They have made some excellent free transfers in the last few years. Just to give you guys an idea about the free transfers that Juventus have made in the last few years, here is a list of a few players that Juventus have signed on a free deal in the last few years. So first of all, we have Andrea Pirlo. We all know Pirlo is a Juventus legend and he was actually signed by Juventus on a free deal from AC Milan. Then we have Sami Khedira. He's still playing for Juventus and he's still looking very strong. Then we have Emre Can of Liverpool, Dani Alves of Barcelona, and most notably Paul Pogba. Pogba was bought by Juventus on a free deal from Manchester United, and then they later on sold Pogba to Manchester United for £89 million. So by looking at this list, we can actually get an idea of how good Juventus are when it comes to free transfers. So the next transfer update is about Fbregas of Chelsea Fc. We all know Fbregas played his last game for Chelsea yesterday in the FA Cup, and after completing 500 Premier League appearances, Fbregas has finally decided to move on. Chelsea have this policy of offering only 1-year contract extension to those players who are in their 30s. So Chelsea offered Fbregas only 1-year contract extension, which he wasn't willing to take because Fbregas wanted more than 1-year contract. So that's why he is leaving Chelsea, and now he is going to join Henry at AS Monaco, where he will sign a 3-year contract. The next transfer update is about Denis Suarez of Barcelona. We all know Suarez hasn't been getting enough chances at Barcelona, and that's why he's finally looking for a permanent move to another club. Chelsea and Arsenal were the two interested clubs, and according to many different sources, Arsenal seem to have won the race to sign Denis Suarez. Suarez will join Arsenal in the winter transfer window for £20 million. The next transfer update is about Callum Hudson-Odoi of Chelsea FC. We all know Hudson-Odoi is only 19 years old, but he is very highly rated, not only in England but in other countries as well. But Maurizio Sarri favors Willian and Pedro over Hudson-Odoi. And because of the lack of game time, Hudson-Odoi wants to leave Chelsea. His contract with Chelsea is expiring in 2020, and he doesn't want to sign a new contract because of the lack of opportunities. Bayern Munich are trying their best to sign Hudson-Odoi. They have already made 3 bids for Hudson-Odoi. The first bid was of 13 million, which Chelsea rejected right away, and then they made a second bid of 20 million, which was also rejected by Chelsea. And now Bayern have made a third bid of £30 million for Hudson-Odoi. Next up, we have Diaz of Manchester City. Real Madrid have signed Diaz of Manchester City for £22 million. Madrid will pay 15.5 million in advance, and then they will pay 6.5 million in add-ons. But Manchester City have added some very interesting clauses in the contract. If Real Madrid decides to sell Diaz in the future, Manchester City will earn 15% of his sale. But if Real Madrid decides to sell Diaz to Manchester United, then Manchester City will get 40% of his sale. The next transfer update is from Italy and it's about Nicolo Barella. Chelsea are looking to find a replacement for Fbregas, who is set to leave from Monaco. Barella is only 21 years old. He can either play as an attacking midfielder or as a defensive midfielder. In other words, we can say that he can be a perfect box-to-box midfielder. And that is why I don't think that this move will take place, because Chelsea already have so many midfielders, and I don't think that a player of his quality would join Chelsea just to sit on the bench or be a backup to someone else. The last transfer update is again from Chelsea FC, and it's about a very complicated move of Higuain. We all know scoring goals has been a big issue for Chelsea so far this season, and that's why Chelsea are trying their best to sign a new striker in the January transfer window. They have been linked with many strikers including Callum Wilson, Jamie Vardy, Higuain and Cavani of PSG. But according to the latest news, Chelsea are willing to pay £32 million to Juventus to sign Higuain on a permanent basis. But since Higuain is on loan at AC Milan, so Chelsea will send Alvaro Morata on loan to AC Milan to convince them to let Higuain go. So that was all from today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe.